All right, have and have not fans. Now, first off, I know I'm doing things a little bit differently than I usually do on a Wednesday. You know how it usually goes. I watch the episode Tuesday night. I might tweet a little bit. I get up on Wednesday morning, rewatch the episode, take notes, then do my episode review, my trailer breakdown video for the next Tuesday's episode. Don't worry, all that is still going to happen, but I feel like this video cannot wait due to the fact that it's probably the most talked about subject from last night's episode. Basically, I'm asking the question whether or not you feel sorry for Justin. I'm not going to lie, I have no sympathy whatsoever for his character. Not to sound like a jerk, not to say like, you know what, I hate this guy. I literally have no sympathy for him whatsoever. These are just my thoughts in the video. I'm just going to tell you why I feel like his character wasn't written that well. And, you know, maybe that will explain a bit more about why I feel the way I feel. And everybody thinks that tune into the live stream that I did with Chandler earlier today. It's broken up into two parts because, you know, live stream was being stupid again, but luckily enough we were able to knock out the live stream, catch up with that live stream just to get some raw thoughts about the episode itself. But yes, I will be doing my detailed episode review later today. But talking about Justin, like, I feel like everybody has said what's already been thought. The guy just threw away his entire life, just family, mom, not even being able to enter through his mother's doors of her house, omitted from family events like, you know, cookout. Well, then again, I don't know how white people do stuff, but you know what? I'm pretty sure white people cook out too. I got white friends, you know, barbecues, Christmas, all calendar, no, all national holiday. Pretty much is like, look, don't call me no more, don't text me no more until you're ready to apologize to your family, your wife. I mean, like, you know, it's one thing if you don't give a damn about, you know, how your family views you. But my biggest problem with Justin is the fact that you have a wife and a daughter and you didn't even have the balls, no pun intended, to confront them or at least talk with your wife to explain the situation. Because not only is the fact that you had an affair, but also, you know, the fact that you're gay and you didn't even want it. That's why I really don't feel bad for Justin between his conversation with his captain, his mother, and then his wife. He had nothing to say for himself, didn't explain anything. And then the fact that he still will not admit that he's a homosexual and has feelings for another man. That's why I have no sympathy whatsoever. Like, even in the live stream, I mentioned that going back to season 1, I think I speak for a lot of people. Let's just put it this way. Me and my mom, we had no love for Jeffrey whatsoever. As far as we know, he was just this creeper. It wasn't a fact that he was homosexual, but it was the fact that he was literally creeping on Wyatt, sneaking in bed with him and stuff like that, and sabotaging his potential rekindling of a romance with his old girlfriend Laura, and just overall being over the top dramatic and whatnot, and basically turning into a toddler whenever his mom was around. So we knew back in season 1 that Veronica was aware that her son had these tendencies, but she just didn't want to accept that. She wanted him to snap out of whatever he was going through, whatever, however you want to call it. But when it comes to the end of season 1, where he finally admitted that he was gay and his mom disowned him, similar to Justin and Pearl, number one, at least Jeffrey had David, but then he flips number 2, you had Candace, who pretty much helped Jeffrey come out. But then Landon was another support system, because Landon really helped Jeffrey come into his own, and from there we saw some real character growth with Jeffrey. Now, yeah, he was still under Veronica's thumb and, you know, acting like a wimp and stuff like that, and that's happening even now. But in terms of his overall story arc, there have been some ups, not just downs, in Jeffrey's progression, not just as a character, but as a homosexual man. Excuse me one sec, gotta plug up my laptop charger. But yeah, it's just like we saw a journey with him, the fact that Jeffrey has a heart, that he cares about people. But when it comes to Justin, it's just like this guy's an obsessive psychopath. Like, he will literally kill anybody or destroy anything that gets in his way. It's like it's like he would be more willing to, and I know this sounds bad, he would be more willing to kill off his family than admit to being gay. Like, he would probably kill them all off if it meant being with Jeffrey and not admitting to the truth. That's the thing about Justin that I just hate, the fact that he hasn't admitted that he's gay. Like, that would be a first step. But then look at everything he has done from the time he first met Jeffrey to where we are now. Like physically and verbally abusing him in the back of the cop car. Like, he didn't even get a chance to physically abuse him. That was about to happen until he got a call on his radio. And then, you know, after that, just popping up at Candace's house and harassing Jeffrey again. Literally, like, hey, come up to the bedroom with me and stuff like that, and then pinning him to the ground. But then Jeffrey was able to beat him because he was in a wrestling team back in his high school or whatever, and then Justin pointed a gun at him. Then, you know, they had sex a couple of times, and that's when Jeffrey was using him, like Candace suggested, to get information to help him out with the whole Quincy Maxwell thing. But then you go even further down the line, physically abusing Wyatt, then almost killing his mother and allegedly pregnant fiance. I mean, then just literally taking him back to the interrogation room and abusing him multiple times. Then RK comes into the picture, and apparently he was abusing him as well. Not sex, though, because RK said that the money wasn't good enough for that. So keep in mind that there is no telling how many other males that Justin was doing this to before Jeffrey even came to the picture. Were they white and black? I don't know. Maybe Justin just has a thing for black people. You know, Nicholas James in real life is engaged with Tinka Sumner, and I mean, so that might speak volumes in itself. But I'm just saying that it's kind of ridiculous how Justin went through all this stuff and has done so many evil things that in this episode, it was kind of written to, in a way, make you feel sorry for him. But I absolutely have no remorse whatsoever. Just because of the fact that, you know, forget everything bad he's done up until that point. It's just the fact that he will still not admit to himself and to others that he is gay. Like, that's the biggest thing that I have a problem with, due to the fact that he's lashing out. It's almost like the Candace situation, and the fact that she hasn't properly grieved the death of her son. So she's literally lashing out at everyone or anything that gets in her way of getting, quote unquote, her money. So when it comes to the whole situation, you know, his captain, like MVP, I did love the captain of the police station. The fact that he's like, you know what, off the books, I think you need to call your wife, call your mom, get this straightened out. And he's like, are you sure you can handle this? And my question was, if Justin said that he couldn't calm down or control the situation, what would the captain do? That's my question with that. But also the fact that apparently this video, I believe Veronica said, went viral or something like that. Like, according to her, she's not the one that put the video online, which I do believe. But at the same time, you know, apparently all the fellow police officers, basically all of his work colleagues, knew about the video. So I was wondering, maybe it's because it was a professional setting and they didn't want to be reprimanded for like harassing somebody because of their sexual orientation. So maybe that's why we didn't see any of Justin's cop buddies like come up to his desk or make a joke or something like that. And when he told his mom, he's like, I was undercover, I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, yes, Justin, you were undercover, but not in the way that you claim. Like, that was just crazy, because Pearl was like, I talked with your boss, I talked with your wife, I literally talked to everybody. And it's just crazy because it's like they say, like, what, you tell one lie, you gotta tell 50 more to cover up the first one. His boss came over, your mom's been calling, you haven't been calling her back. She knows the mayor. They asked me, are you overworked? Then it moves to the office where his boss tried to give him some advice. Then his mom shows up. Mom, I'm busy. No, you're not. Come with me. And that's when, you know, colored boy aside. Now I got a Pearl video coming up. I got my thoughts on that. But just the fact that we know Justin has done this before when he was younger. That's why I said in one of my videos, one of my best videos when I first started out, was Justin is literally who Jeffrey would have been if he never came out of the closet, because it seems like, just like Jeffrey, Justin was showing some homosexual tendencies in his younger years that his mother wanted to put a stop to. And it wouldn't surprise me if, like Melissa, Pearl set it up so Justin would marry this woman and, you know, have a kid and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if she went through these same links that Veronica went through. I doubt it. But I'm pretty sure that wedding was planned. Like, you know, she picked out somebody who she felt would be the perfect wife for Justin, and they went from there with the family. But I just hated the fact that I think Justin even told Jeffrey, he's like, ever since that video was released in the courtroom, I haven't been home. It's like, I haven't been there. I just been out looking for an apartment for the two of us. I'm just like, yeah, this guy's crazy. I mean, Jeffrey's even crazier for even dealing with him. But like I said, that's another video in itself. But aside from his mom disowning him, it's like he just wipes away like a single tear. And then he's just like, okay, fine. I mean, he didn't say anything, but he just wiped away like one tear and went about his day at the desk. Then his wife shows up. They go. It's amazing how quick he was to go talk with his wife, but pretty sure it had to do with his pep talk from the captain, but also with the fact that, well, you know, my mom just disowned me until I apologize. So what's the worst that can happen? And another reason I felt no sympathy for him, and a lot of fans pointed this out, is how quickly the guy signed the documents. I mean, you know, restraining order, divorce papers, like, it's one thing to like ponder and another to just do it. Like, he didn't read over anything. It's almost like on the internet where it's like, do you agree to all the terms and conditions? And you know damn well none of us do. So there could be something in there that says like you have to pay like $500 a month. Then we'll be screwed because it's like, well, you electronically signed this document, so you owe us. That's pretty much what that scenario was. But like Justin said, you know, I saw it was coming, so there. So my thing is, if he saw it coming, why didn't he just deal with it earlier? That's another reason why I don't really care for Justin's character, is because he never deals with problems head on. The only time he does is if he feels it's an obstacle in the way of something that he wants. So it's amazing how he burst into Wyatt's loft and was beating him up, then pushed Veronica off the road. But he wasn't willing to just go home, talk with his wife, to just explain things and get a divorce. That's why I don't really like his character, that he's kind of a coward when you think about it. So the fact that he showed some remorse, like, what about my daughter? Oh, you'll never see her again. So I'm just like, well, dude, it's like, why are you showing some remorse now? It's like, why? Like, you're willing to let everything in your life fall to pieces and throw it away. But then for your child, that's when he shows some emotion. But guess what? You just signed her life away when you signed those documents. So when he left, well, when his wife left, that's when he started to show emotion and cry and whatnot. And it was really crazy because she handed him the keys. It's just like, here, there's a truck outside with all your belongings. I don't want to have any memories of you. So yeah, Justin is literally out here on his own. And what kills me is like when he tells Jeffrey to get out of the cell, I'm just like, oh snap, this time it's for real that he's out. And then goes to the interrogation room. If I were Jeffrey, I would have been like, hey, what are we doing here? If I'm free to go, why aren't we going to the front? He's like, hey, when you get out of here, I got an apartment for us, which is an interesting throwback to season 1 when Wyatt was about to get out of the rehab program. And Jeffrey was like, well, you know what? So you don't get triggered or anything again, why not get yourself an apartment, 2 rooms? And it's just like, yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe me and Laura can stay. And he was like, no, I was thinking about me and you. He's like, I'm not living with you, Jeffrey. So it's interesting how that season 1 Jeffrey is going through an even greater hell than when he was putting Wyatt through. Not saying Jeffrey deserves it, but it is interesting to think about because Justin is literally season 1 Jeffrey, but dialed up to 15 instead of 8. So Justin literally threw away his life. It's kind of like what Jim did with Candace in season 1. Like he told Candace, I just want to give it all up. Like my status and the money. I don't care about any of that. It's kind of like Justin in terms of, Jim wanted a thrill, most likely a midlife crisis. That's pretty much how I see it. He just turned 50. He wanted to feel young again. With Justin, he was just ready to throw away everything, family, friends, his career, his reputation, ready to just throw it all away for a guy you barely even know. I mean, to him, Jeffrey's pretty much the first man that really made him feel, I don't even know how to say it, his true self, I guess is the best way to put it. So you're willing to throw all that away, and you don't even know if Jeffrey wants to move in with you. It was just crazy how that went down. But overall, next week seems like some stuff is going down, and I'll do a trailer breakdown for that. But I just wanted to say I have no sympathy for Justin whatsoever. Like, he literally got what was coming to him. He did this to himself. If Tyler Perry wrote it a bit differently, where, you know, we saw some growth in Justin instead of being some kind of psychotic, obsessive stalker, then maybe there will be some redeeming qualities for him. But as it stands, no sympathy for the character. He's done a lot of evil stuff. He's brought it all up on himself. I don't know what's going to happen from this point on, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you or do you not feel sorry for Justin?